I'm going to do a swift recap of Computex 2021, but before I do that, Kit Guru passed 100,000 subs a long time ago. Yes, I know 100,000 isn't a huge number in this day and age, but it feels like a lot to us. Anywho, my copy of the Kit Guru YouTube play button has arrived, and that pleases me, and I'm putting it up on my shelf. I'm going to illustrate Computex 2021 with Skittles. This is not a sponsored video. Mars doesn't even know I'm doing this. I bought these myself. It's just that you can get many varieties of Skittles. So, let us take good old traditional fruits. The classic. Clearly, the classic Skittle, that's Seasonic. Instead of a video or an interactive experience, they put up a web page for Computex and they announced some interesting products that are coming soon. Understated, straightforward, happy. Classic fruits Skittles. Next we have Crazy Sours. Which look pretty much identical to the classic fruits. They've got that sour chemical taste about them. Crazy Sours, that's Nvidia. Computex 3080 Ti, or Ti as they kept on calling it.
The GeForce RTX 3080 Ti is our new flagship gaming GPU.
Not $1,000, which would be too much money, but $1,200 just because we can. No, you can't buy them, there's no stock. Yes, we're selling them to miners and we're mucking around with our drivers and whatever, and we're going to rule the world and up it to the rest of you. So, Nvidia, Crazy Sours, because they leave a sour taste in my mouth. Wild berry. Visually pleasing. Oh yes. EKWB. EK did a number of videos during Computex. They also had their showcase which went down a storm where Anna and Eddie showed off a whole bunch of their new products, and then I did a 45-minute conversation with Joe Roby, which was surprisingly popular with the Kit Guru audience, given we were discussing radiators and 7mm offsets on distro plates and fittings. It was, funnily enough, quite dry for a piece about liquid cooling. So, wild berries. That's EKWB. Tropical. I've never had tropical Skittles before. I'm starting to get the impression that all Skittles are the same. They're just slightly dressed up with pretty packaging and different synthetic flavours. Oh! Well, that was unexpected. Thermaltake. Thermaltake did a keynote that lasted 2 hours. I watched a good part of it, I recorded it all, I've been through it, and I didn't do an analysis because it was just a bit exotic. It was in depth about each case, pulling apart each case, all the panels coming off, showing you this, showing you that, showing you the other. It was like watching review after review after review, and that's why tropical Skittles are Thermaltake. Skittles Giants, another first for Leo. Whoa. This is easy. Skittles Giants, AMD, because literally they make your glass overflow. Actually, that's a better analogy than I expected. Because they're much larger, you have more interior to coating as a ratio. Normally your Skittles are a kind of crunchy, flavoury thing and you get some chewy stuff and you move on to the next one. There's an awful lot of chew in this. And the chew isn't actually very pleasant. It's all about the flavour and the coating and the crunch. And if you noted AMD's brilliant keynote, it was 40 minutes of just endless punching on the opposition, i.e. Intel. They didn't actually announce many products that were going to be available immediately. There were lots of things like APUs in August, and we've got our version of DLSS coming soon. Lots of that sort of thing. Nonetheless, it was a really impressive keynote. The audience, Kit Guru's audience, responded very favourably to that video and to what AMD had to say. So, Skittles giants, AMD. I'm going to have to be a bit careful here with my words. The white Skittles, the limited edition Skittles, are Pride. And as they say, share the rainbow, taste the rainbow. During Pride, only one rainbow matters. In other words, what Mars has done here is to take their ordinary rainbow-coloured Skittles, and they've removed the rainbow in order that they don't overshadow Pride. And according to the packet, these white nondescript Skittles are lemon, lime, strawberry, orange and blackcurrant. If you say so. Well, that's a funny thing. Yes, they are indeed flavoured, despite appearances. Therefore, the colours in all the other Skittles are totally irrelevant. Intel. This is Intel. And the reason white Skittles are Intel is because I had to explain what this is all about in order that you have a clue what you're looking at. And that's exactly what Intel was doing at Computex 2021. They've got products. Of course they've got products. They've got products coming in a bit, admittedly. Right now, it seems to me they've got very little. But they had things they could have talked about, but didn't talk about. They got things they did talk about, and they talked about them in a witless fashion, to my mind. Slipping in the delay on Sapphire Rapids wasn't a good move, but what did they say about graphics? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Alder Lake. We've got some Alder Lake up and running. Okie dokie. Is that desktop or laptop? What's happening with that? Show us a bit about it. How's it going to interact with Windows? What's it going to be for? Nothing. DDR5? Nothing. And yet we've got a couple of U SKUs of Tiger Lake processors. Hurrah. And then there's that slightly bizarre KB SKU of processor they slipped out an ARC but haven't mentioned yet. They've got Beast Canyon NUCs. Intel has plenty of stuff to talk about, instead of which they are making noise about other stuff. And that's your white Skittle. Utterly confusing, and yet there is some thinking behind it. I keep forgetting in these videos I should be asking you to subscribe to Kit Guru's channel and ring the bell so you get notifications, so do please do that. I'll get in terrible trouble. Meanwhile, which Skittle was your favourite at Computex 2021?